Hello everyone, welcome back to Source Studios, and today is a little different of a video. I'm doing a lot of different videos right now, but I want to show you a drawing that I worked on for a very long time. I don't know why I've never shown anyone it like on YouTube before, but pretty much I designed my own Star Wars ship, and here it is. And this is my Star Wars ship. This video is going to be a walkthrough of what my ideal Star Wars ship would look like, and maybe sometime in the future I'll be able to make a Lego mock of it. Obviously not minifig scale, this thing is huge, but this is pretty much what the ship would look like. And yeah, let's just go from the front to the back. At the top here we have the statistics of it. It is called the Prestige. It is from the Mon Calamari shipyards. It is a capital ship. Length is 8,320 meters. I actually did the math. I tried to draw everything to scale perfectly. The rooms, the dorm, I guess the lab areas, how big would things actually need to be? So everything is to scale as best as I could. The length is 8,320 meters. Height is 986 meters. Width is 732 meters. And the speed, around 1,054 kilometers per hour. Capacity, lots of officers, even more troops, even more pilots, crew members, cadets, first class, second class, senators, servants, Jedi rally, high officers, and prisoners. So this is not just what I wanted to do. Is I wanted to mix a warship with luxury. So like, not only is this a ship that is decked out to do battle really well, it's also a ship that is perfectly suitable for just some nice voyages, like some luxurious voyages, have some senators on board, all that stuff, but it's well protected. The supplies can last for a year with its full capacity without getting resupplied. We have the weaponry up here, includes pretty much everything you can think of: Octu turbo lasers, tri-side cannons, etc., etc., etc. We have the crew. I've made these names up: Admiral Coburn, Captain Smith. Actually, Admiral Coburn is an actual admiral in the Clone Wars. He's my favorite admiral, which is why I've chosen him to be part of the crew. Chief Officer Wild, Murdoch, all of those first and second officers and chief officers. And the captain is the last names of those officers of the Titanic, which, fun fact, I love the Titanic. I'm obsessed with the Titanic, so I wanted to copy that. Commander Zeroti was a commander I created when I was a child. I designed him myself, and so I just kept the name. General Sawyer, of course, and Captain what is that? That looks like Godfrey, Captain Godfrey. Don't know who that is. Hangar capacity, fighter squadrons. Yes, your eyes do not deceive you. This ship can hold an MC-90. I'll show you that when we get back to the ship. Rest of the statistics, like Nebula MP frigates, CR-90s, medical frigates, hammerhead corvettes, blockade runner, the Blade, the Eminence, shuttles, landing craft, tanks, walkers, speeders, mobile cannons, and other. So that's the main stats. And I just like to say, this little ship right here, this ship is approximately the length of an ISD-1. And this actually fits into the back of the ship. So this ship has its own stats. I'll get to the ship when I show I will show where this fits in, then we'll head back. But first, I'd like to point right at the front. We have this reinforced hull, this pointed tip. Pretty much, if this ship ever goes head-to-head with another ship, this is designed to just cut right through the metal of the ship and just puncture a hole, cause great damage. So this front part is just pure, just hard metal, reinforced metal, to be able to protect the front of the ship. We then go to the forward shield magnifier. This is to also help with the reinforcement of the hull. This just magnifies the shield properties up front so that the least amount of damage can happen to the ship's hull. We continue on. We have the heavy proton torpedo launching bays, which these are the heavy proton torpedoes that are launched out. We have the quad turbo lasers up top with all the gunning emplacements. So there's a lot of hallways and a lot of ladders to get through. Those are what the quad turbo laser batteries look like. And then the turbo laser battery power cells right beneath it. We also have concussion missile launchers as we head towards the back, and then the concussion missile power cells. Heading more across the top here, we have up top anti-fighter defense, which are very important. That's what they look like. Point laser defense systems, anti-fighter point laser defenses. We have heavy dual turbo laser cannons all the way down here that line the side for side-to-side combat when the ships are, I forget what that's, broadside, that's it, for broadside use. We have laser power units that fuel these anti-fighter point laser defense systems up top. Let me continue on. There's a lot of labeling down here. I'll get to that eventually. But we get to here, which is the flare shooters. So let's say that, you know, we're getting pretty close to the bridge area. Let's say fighters are able to get past all of these defenses past here. These are flares meant to take out the missiles that happen to get through. And then over here, we have the Octu turbo laser batteries, which look like this. These are my own designs. I really like how they came out. It's a little excessive, but that's okay. We have the huge turbo laser battery power cell right beneath it, powering it all up. And then we have the energy shield right up front, which is another secondary defense to the bridge. Right here we have anti-fighter shield generators so that fighters literally cannot get past that area, like they'll just explode. And then we have the bridge deflector shield right up top, flare shooter B, another secondary measure. And then we have the lower bridge and the upper bridge. I love how these look. This is exactly how big the bridge is. The windows are huge. That is my chair right up there, based off of Admiral Akbar's chair. And the way that these projections work is that this entire ship scans the battlefield so that when people are planning on how to attack, they can look up and the entire battle is being projected right above. So this is the Prestige right here in the middle. This is like an enemy fleet. This is a hypothetical scenario. So the entire battle is projected above us in 3D holograms, so you can see what's happening in the battle, and then there is the upper bridge. This is the lower bridge and what it looks like. Obviously lots of screens, my chair up there, consoles, a lot of like briefing areas right here and control, and then up above would be the projections, and then there's a lot more screens back here. Continuing all the way back to the stairwell heading up, and then of course you have the upper bridge, which is this area focuses a lot more. This is more strategy area and like weapons, I guess programming and all that. This is more the steering, this is more the mechanical part of the ship, the steering, the speed, etc. So they work in tandem together. Heading all the way back, we have the proton torpedo power cells, which as you can see are what power the heavy proton torpedo launching bay. We have storage bay A, and we have a lot of storage bays. We have B, C, etc. Large cranes, big hangar doors to get in and out, crates, etc. Lots of boxes. Obviously these would probably be more full, but I just wanted to draw what I could. And then as you can see, every single area you're able to access. So these like these are halls, these are elevators, more halls, just like all the halls and the ladders. You can see we have the big elevator that goes all the way down. We have this huge, what's this labeled as? The frontal main power source. Very, very big. We have stairwells here, stairwells here. As you can see, there's a lot of different rooms throughout here. This is the main quarters area, and I'm pretty sure I have that labeled at least somewhere. Yeah, these are the troop class quarters. So this is what a regular room looks like zoomed in. Pretty spacious, actually. So every single room right here is this zoomed in. So these took a while to draw. Like, this took a heckin' long time to draw every single corridor. Then we continue back here, and there's even more, and there's even more. Each are for different ones. Like, those are troop headquarters. This is like crew quarters. Over here is pilot quarters. Practically look the same with minimal differences. I didn't draw each one. This is the Armory, which, as we follow the line, is this entire section right up here. We have the Armory. We have the troop cafeteria, bathrooms, trash compactors are right here, which they all are compacted into this area. And then whenever this ship docks, it releases all the waste, etc., through that port. We have the showers, training facility, water tanks, which these are all the water tanks. We have, as you can see, this is the training facility based off of the Camino training facility. So you have the people looking up there, and then you have like the simulation area down here based off of Camino. The ARC Troopers episode. You have the troop kitchen. So you have the kitchen area. All of this is the food, is like where the food is stored. And you have the officer cafeteria balcony is right here. This is where the fancy officers eat. A little bit more fancy dining than a mesh hall. Go back up here a little bit. This is a portable cloning facility based off of Camino as well. So all of these, my ship is currently making clones and troopers as it sails. So, you know, I will never technically be out of troops because I'm always making more troops. We also have the cloning power cells, which are up here, lining the roof of it. We have the cloning education center, based off of Camino again. The cadet quarters, also based off of design from Camino. We also have the Kaminoan quarters. So I have Kaminoans on the ship. We have the officer cafeteria as well, which is pointed down here, right here. Their mesh hall. And we have the front train station. So the Malevolence had a train system because it was so big. This ship is obviously humongous, so you do need train systems. This is where the front train drops off, and then you can see you have the tunnels that go all the way back to here. And then later on, there's another train system down that way. We have first class cabins. Underneath, we have like the cadet kitchen and etc., etc. So a lot more clone and stuff. But over here, we have first class, second class cabins. These are for guests such as senators who would like to come along, ambassadors, just any sort of guests that would need to be transported throughout the ship. This is an example of a first class cabin, very fancy. Have the first class storage unit separate from other storage units. We have the veranda cafe and then the a la carte restaurant. A lot of these are based off of some Titanic rooms, but just sort of revamped up to Star Wars. So that's sort of like the fancy restaurant area. We have the Café Parisien. We have a library. So this is more like the entertainment areas for the guests. Stuff that they can do, first class lounge, etc. We do have a chapel right here, stained glass. Of course, you need a chapel. I'm Catholic, of course I'm going to put a chapel in there. We have a second class lounge. We have second class dining room, first class dining room, which, as you can see, a picture I drew here, very fancy. And then we have Turkish baths. We have a huge tractor beam right here, many tractor beams actually, and there's a power cell for the tractor beams that are here. We do have the cooks or the chef's garden, so we get fresh fruit, fresh vegetables, fresh stuff right here. And we do have a garden with windows that you can look out and see space as you walk through this lovely little botanical area. I love that place. If you're stuck on a ship for a long time, you kind of need nature to keep yourself sane. I showed off the turbo laser batteries on the broadside of the cruiser, but it goes for a long way. So let me just show you all the way, pretty much the length of the train tracks. It goes all the way there, and that's all turbo laser batteries. Going back to this area, this is the food storage, as I said. This is the fridge and freezer area, hence the icicles on top. So, you know, perishables go in there. This is more water storage. And then here is was interesting. We have the Droid Station / repair shop and armor production facility. So producing the clones' armor, repairing stuff, sort of like the maintenance area. We also have a weapons production facility there. Beneath here we have the frontal shield generator. We have the oxygen repressor, which is right here. Pretty much this turns all the carbon monoxide back into oxygen through science. Don't ask me how it happens, it just does. So this is like how oxygen is provided throughout the ship consistently. We have storage hangar A, this is where the CR90s can fit in our lovely Corvettes. So we have 2 on this side, 2 on the other side. These are the starfighters I've designed. I have called them the Octu 90s. They're upgraded Arc 170s. I really like them. They only need 2 pilots. You have a pilot up front, astromech, and then a back gunner in the back. Only 2 guns to the side. Still has a Locus foils feature. But these are the fighters that I've designed. I really like them. I actually made a Lego set of this once. It was poor, but I'm going to try to make another one again. These are my clone troopers, their armor designs and how they look. And then these are their standard rifles that they get. I really like this design. I sort of mixed it with a Wookiee rifle design and just a regular Republic rifle. I have a chain gun, pistol, DC rifle, DC blaster, rocket launcher, and flamethrower, and then of course jetpacks for the troopers. Down here we sort of have like our Death Star technology, kyber crystal based. I drew a kyber crystal like here, and so this is like just the huge main super weapon that like shoots out. This is a 360 point laser defense system. To defend the super laser, we also have 360 rapid fire missile launchers as well. So this thing can shoot and stay alive, because that's definitely the biggest weapon on this ship. We continue on. We have the storage hangar B, which is this is the 2 Nebulon B frigates that can be held. So 2 on this side, 2 on the other side, which these are to scale CR90 to the Nebulon B. Those are to scale. We have the fighter fuel up here to fuel the fighters, and then we have the fighter hangar, which I really like this design. So you have like 5 openings to the hangar. They can close and open and whatnot. And then here are all of these fighters that I just showed you, all of them in the wings, stored, ready to go. That's the back wall. As you can see, it's sort of like a stadium setup. So like these fighters right here come out this way, but you can't see that because of depth perception, of course. And then up here to protect the fighters, if any enemy fighters happen to get in, these are turbo laser batteries inside the hangar to shoot them down. I guess moving on, yeah, up here we've practically covered, just a review, we've covered so far this entire front of the ship design, and now we're moving over here. These are the I can't even read that. Oh, sorry, coolant and healing system right here. That's important. Phalanx CIWS. Those are weapons. Not quite sure what type of weapons, but they are. I must have looked that up at some point. There's also harpoons and boarding ramps. So huge harpoons that can get shot out here to connect to a ship. And then these are just more cannons. These are heavy ion cannon batteries. Then we have the map room, which I think is a really cool room. Once again, using projections to try to figure out the mapping of the place. We have the electricity room, as mentioned right here. This is called the Royal Garden. We have the crew quarters up here for like the officer crew quarters, etc. It looks like, etc. We have the same storage units, the same mesh halls, the bathrooms, etc. for the crew. It's just more designated for them. lower bridge, upper bridge. We're going to move up here. We have security right here before letting anyone into the bridge. We have the treasury, which is very fancy. The way that you get up to this higher bridge is this very slanted elevator right there, and that's how you reach it. Then we have the senator chambers, which are way bigger rooms. As you can see, this is like a regular quarters, and you saw a picture of that. These are the senate chambers. They're absolutely humongous. We have the admiral's chambers, chief officers, etc. So the more important people's chambers, they're becoming more like houses. We have my personal chamber, which is practically this entire rectangle right here. I have a lovely piano that I can play when I want to. I also have a starlight lounge, very nice, right at the top. We have some more quarters and Captain's Quarters artifacts room. I have my artifacts room because I'm a Jedi and I collect stuff. I'm a collector. I love collecting stuff. Down here we have the servants' quarters. We have Chancellor's chamber, so the Chancellor can also come along and whatnot. We have a huge lounge. We have a shield generator right here for this window, and this is the royal dining hall, and also right beneath it, the royal ballroom. So yes, this is a huge stairwell that goes all the way up throughout all these chambers. And we have a beautiful chandelier with flags and chandeliers down here. So this is the ballroom area. And then this is the royal dining hall. So all of these are tables, and those are trees in the background. So all of these are tables. This is a huge circular window to show off, so that you can like look at space and enjoy the view as you eat. This is the promenade right here that also leads to the dining hall that you can walk across. This is the opera house based off of the Coruscant Opera House. You have a hospital. That's important. Hospitals are important. This all the way down here is the winery. Alcohol is also important. We have, so yeah, this is considered the grand staircase with windows leading all the way up so you can look up. You have the archives and the vaults right here. This entire thing is the archives and the vaults based off of the Jedi archives. And then we have the grand staircase, as I said, art gallery. Also, we have the communication room right here. As you can see, the communication towers and antennas are built into this part of the ship. And we have the encryption module right there, just sending encrypted messages. This is my personal insignia that I've painted on the ship that I have designed. We have a club, a royal lounge, a royal class quarters, Jedi chambers, and theater. So, you know, you have the balcony, you have seats right here, and then you have a theater to put on productions if you wish. As I said, Jedi chambers, etc. So you can house Jedi. This is a cargo holding bay for just, you know, cargo holding bay and stuff. I do have descriptions of what lifeboats look like. Capacity is 332, and there are enough if this ship needed to show capacity of all of them. Each has passenger areas on the top, middle, and lower rolls. We have a turret up front, shield generator, luggage storage. We do have a ramp, engine, and the hyperdrive engine, and then the cockpit. And that is every single lifeboat area, which the lifeboats are... Yeah, here are the escape ships. So all of them are lined up here, and they come up, they're loaded, and then they're released into space. So they're like our escape pods, they're just fancier. This is more water that is not labeled because it says water. This is a laser web, which is based off of the Malevolence. So this can be shot out to disable ships. And then we have quad turbo laser batteries. We have a laboratory and a ship factory. This is MC40 being built in here. And here are some of the vehicles that I have designed. We have my carrier shuttle, transport shuttle, based off of Republic ships vaguely. Ground transport carrier, which is based off of the Imperial, the First Order one. We have a portable cannon, MATTE, Mass All-Terrain Technical Enforcer. What's the M stand for? I don't know. It's some mega, maybe. Probably just that. We have a transport speeder, a WL-07 speeder tank based off of the Hondo Inaka's power tank, turbo siege tank, ATRT Walker, and the Bark Speeder. By the way, I drew this before Mandalorian came out, so I did not get that design off the Mandalorian. They got it off of me. Proton torpedo launchers down there. Concussion missile launchers right there. buzz droid capsule launchers, all right here in that area. Just to give another look at that ship repair bay, we have yet another fighter. I guess like, oh no, this is just the portside hangar. So there are fighters, but as you can see, there are shuttles parked here. It's way bigger to allow bigger ships to come into this fighter bay. And then underneath, you can see that you can have ships be lowered into the basement for repairs and etc. Portside hangar, vehicle factory, and then you have the scrap metal storage. You can see some scrap being thrown in there with light coming in the darkness. So that's where scrap goes. Now this is storage hangar C, and this ship is called, this is a ship that I designed for my friend Alex, aka Dean Machine. He still has the drawing, and I think I have a picture of the drawing. I'll put it up here. But this is his ship that he wanted me to design for him personally. So I did. I allowed him to have that ship, and he's like, you should put a hangar bay in your ship specifically for my ship. I was like, okay, I'll do that. So I did it. However, the only way to get out of the hangar bay is to climb this flight of stairs. I did that as sort of like a little fun jab at him. I did feel bad after just making that the only way out, so I did add this little area right here so that he can use the elevator. We do have a prison in the ship. This is based off the Coruscant prison. There are mesh halls and bathrooms here and workout rooms, etc. You know, there is a security room that you'd have to go through, sort of like the one in the Coruscant base. That's designed after like the one that Commander Fox was in and the Jedi Who Knew Too Much. So that's the prison. We have a morgue. People die, you know, you need a morgue. This is the ammo holding for the underside cannon, all right here, that is connected down, and I'll go down in just a moment, but there's a couple more things I need to show. So tri-side cannons, these are just 3 huge big cannons. That's it. They're just big. We have the medical bay hangar, which connects right to the morgue. We have the Chamber of Judgment. That's like the council chamber. We have the council room for Jedi to meet on the go. And I think that, yeah, we have storage bay E right here. And then we have the carbonite chamber. And then, as you can see, we go lower. This entire fuel station does, in fact, fuel these huge guns down here. This is the main underside cannon. Then we have over here the forward sensor units, sort of like the Nebula MB. Based off of that, we have the cannon control room right here. We have a rear battery tower, land operations center for like ground assaults, turbo laser towers, underside bridge right here. We do have a billiards room, a spa, and an overlook. This is sort of more luxury down here underneath. We have some back sensor units. We have the captain's quarters for the underside bridge. We have a loader station for the ion cannon right here. And then this is a picture of sort of like the luxury room that's like the bar to the side and huge windows and stuff. That's describing this up here. So a mix between tactical stuff and also luxury. So just once again to give a recap of everything, this is what we've gone over so far. All of it. It's a lot of stuff. And then we're moving on towards here. We have the point laser defense system. We have a rear turret solar power source. So these are actually massive wings, which it's hard to see because it's 2D and the dimension. But these are actually huge wings that pop out, and they are pretty much like Dooku's solar sailor. Like they help fuel the ship. So this is the main shield generator that they're connected to directly. And then we also have a portside wind battery. So these winds are not just solar sailors, they also have guns on them as well. We have a load-in bay right here that goes down, and this is storage hangar D, which has the MC90 in it. Or 80. Is this 80? Yeah, MC80. I don't remember which. It's either 90 or 80. But yeah, this is a Mon Cal cruiser hangar bay. That's how massive this ship is. We have a storage bay F right there. Heading back up a little bit, we have, you know, Hammerhead corvettes, an old Republic corvette right here, hangar bay. We have more fighter hangar bays right here. Excuse me. Here's the other train, the secondary train, and then here's the broadside cannons again. We have a buzz droid factory, which I already showed, but there are the conveyor belts. Fighter bay hangar B, fighter fuel for the fighter bay hangar B, and pilot and crew quarters on this side of the ship, and lots of stairwells. And then this is the load and / storage bay G, and then the fueling chamber for the big ship that I showed in the front called the Eminence. You can see here is where it connects in, because all the way up here, this is where you have the little outcrop that connects into that ship. And so let me just quickly go through the stats of the Eminence. Once again, Mon Calamari Shipyards, cruiser class, length 1,600 meters, height 382 meters, width 496 meters. The speed is 1,390 kilometers per hour. Officers 6 or 8, troops 15. You can read that. Supply lasts 1 year approximately. Hangar capacity 35 fighters, ground forces, enough for 22 siege tanks. Crew is Captain Smith. And then we have the weaponry. It does have a cloaking device, a ship this big. We have figured out how to make a cloaking device ship for an ISD. Mass is able, when attached, to control the Prestige from its bridge. So if the bridge happens to go out on the Prestige, this is like the backup bridge area that can be used when the ship is connected in the back all the way down there. So we also have a reinforced hull, a main gun. We have escape pods, except those are regular escape pods. Landing gear. We have trash compactor, vehicle storage, underside turret. Up here, this is the cloaking device, and it's huge. It needs to be huge for a ship this big. Storage area, oxygen reprocessor, sorry. Then we have the gravity generator, shield generator, food storage, power cell, turbo laser, turrets, water tanks, personnel combat, living section right here, the crew living section, showers, bathrooms, officers rows right there, the detention center, systems control. Then you can see we have these major turbo laser batteries on the outside of the ship. Then we keep going down here. We have the cafeteria and the kitchen. We have the battery power cells, the fuel cells, and the hangar. This is a cool hangar design. The hangar, it's once again tiered. And what happens is that the fighters come out to the middle and then they just drop. They just fly down throughout the bottom. This is where the exit is, to the bottom of the ship. So I think that's really cool, which matches the here, because the hangar bay doors can open there, and then storage can be lowered throughout that hangar bay area into this area right there. And then moving on, power cells, cannon batteries, engine central control, and then the engineer section. And then up here we have the captain's quarters, and then the bridge itself. This bridge is based off of the profundity. It's just on the top and not the bottom. And then here are the engines. So that is the ship right there. That's a better comparison of that entire ship length. And then back here, storage bay H is right there. We have storage bay F up there. Engine fuel tank, which is massive. Hyperdrive right there. We have the engine control room, the warp drive, because yeah. And then we have heavy rotatable gears. So like these tri-engines, there's 3 of them. One on the other side, and then this one's on top. These can rotate to allow for more mobility for the ship. These are heavy ion engines, as you can see how big they are. And then here's the intricate engine design for it and how it propels the ship. So yeah, everyone, this is my ship called the Prestige, and I hope you enjoyed this video, this sort of like walkthrough of the ship. It's humongous. But yeah, that's the entire ship. It's a lot. So I really want to make this into Lego. That'd be the goal someday. So, you know, hopefully I'll get there at some point. But for now, it's a concept design. And yeah, this is Story Studios. Like, comment, subscribe down below. Click that bell icon.
Comment down below what you think about the ship, what you think could be better, what you like, your favorite parts, etc. And I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.